Hello everyone, today we're learning about Bekama, Daf Ayin Hey. Says the Gemara. We're going to start from Daf Ayin Daled Omud Beis, about 7 lines up. Gufa Omar Rav Huna Omar Rav. We learned what Rav Huna Omar Rav said, Moide Beknas, someone who's Moide Ba Knas, something that he deserves a Knas for. V'achakach Bo Eidim, and then Eidim came. The din is his potter. Even though the Eidim came afterwards, because he was moed at the beginning, he's potter. Esi Rav Chisda Rav Huna, Rav Chisda asked the Kasha on Rav Huna, Ma'aser Rav Gamliel, the story of Rav Gamliel, Shesimes Ein Tovi Avdoi, that he blinded the eye of his slave called Tovi. He was very happy. Why was he very happy? Because he was an Eved Kosher, and he wanted him to let him free. They should be Meshucher, and he should be free, and he should be Mekayim the mitzvahs, all the mitzvahs, even mitzvah Seisha as man groma. But you're not allowed to Meshacher your Eved, you're not allowed to let him free, because you're over say. So now, he by mistake blinded his eye, and now he was happy that his Eved is going to be free. Rabbi Yeshua saw him. I'm so happy, my Eved Tovi is a free man. Why is he free? I blinded his eye. Your Eved is not free. There's nothing of what he's saying. There's no Eidim that you blinded his eye. It's only coming from your mouth. So it's mashma, hoyesh lo Eidim. It's mashma that if you had Eidim, Chayev, you would be Meshacher him, so we could see Moide Beknas, because to Meshacher your Eved, if you knock out his eye, is a Knas. V'achakach bo Eidim is mashma, because he said you don't have Eidim, or if you'd have Eidim, you'd be Meshucher. V'shaminu minei, we could see from here, Moide Beknas, v'achakach bo Eidim Chayev. Not like what we said, Omalei, Shainur Gamliel, the story of Gamliel is different. Eloi bifnei Bezdin oidi, the Oidah wasn't in front of Bezdin. But if you'd be moide be Bezdin, enochenami, even if Eidim would come, you would be Meshucher. Frek the Gemara, V'hora Yeshua have Bezdin have. Rav Yeshua is the head of Bezdin, so how can you tell me he's not Bezdin? And he was moide in front of him. So the Gemara Shaloi be Bezdin have. Yeah, very good. Rabbi Yeshua as I have Bezdin, but it wasn't in the terms of Bezdin. Met him in the shuk. Koi. It wasn't in fact about Tanya Omaloi Imid V'Recha Klum Shekvari Deso. We have another brayso that says the same story, but instead of the Rabbi Yeshua told him because you don't have Eidim, he said because you're moida. It's mashma, even if Eidim came, you'll be potter, because you're moida b'knas, not because you don't have Eidim. My love, tanoihi. L'chor, it's machloikas tanoi. I tano, the brayso that says, Doma shekvar in l'chor Eidim, that holds, that it says because you don't have Eidim, Sova moide b'knas v'achar bo Eidim chayev. If Eidim will come, you will be chayev to Meshacher Yevet. V'ai tana, and the other Tana, the Omar Shekvari Day, so the other Tana who says that you're moida, Sova mashma, that because you're moida, but that's it, there's no way out, even if Eidim come. Sova moida b'knas v'achar bo Eidim potter. So l'chor, it's a machlokas tanoim, and how you go is in the brayso. So the Gemara, no, loy. Everyone agrees that if Eidim come afterwards, you're potter. But how come if again, this is the machloikis between the two girsaris in the brayso. He said they don't have Eidim, so v'chutz lebezdin have. The whole story that he was moida was out of Bezdin, and therefore if you'd have Eidim, don't be moida, and the Eidim will come, and yoidah is nothing because it was in the shuk, and therefore you will meshacher him. And therefore, since you're moide bezdin, even if Eidim come afterwards, you'll be potter. But everyone hold moide beknas v'chakach Eidim bo Eidim potter. Itma, we learned moide beknas, someone who moide knas, like the story of the Eved or Kefel or Ganev, v'chakach bo Eidim, and Eidim come afterwards. Rab holds like Rav Chisda, like Rav Huna, like we saw before, Rav Huna Marav. Potter. Even if Eidim came afterwards, V'shmuel Amar Chayev. Shmuel says Yechayev. Omar Rava bar Eloi, Rava the son of Eloi explains my time with the Rav, what's the source of Rav to his din. Because it says in the Pasuk, if you be found a ganav with Eidin, Timotze B'dayonim, so then Bezdin will force him to pay kefil. Prat le'marshias atzmoi. It coming to exclude that if he was moida, he won't have to pay kefil. Lomali, why do we need this pasuk? We can learn this already. Ma'asheri Arshiyun Eloikim Nafka. We learn it from the other pasuk that says that you'll be chayv kefil and Bezdin is mashma moida b'knas potter. Why do we need two psukim to tell you moida b'knas potter? Elolav shma mino. It must be coming to tell you moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim potter. One pasuk is telling you moide b'knas is potter, and the other pasuk is telling you that even afterwards bo eidim is still potter. The Shmuel Omar lecha Shmuel doesn't agree, who says that moide b'knas v'achach eid bo eidim chayev. Aumi boile leganev atzmo. Kedetonu de Bechizki. You need it, like we learned early on. In Motze Timotze we use it for klal prat klal to tell you about ganev atzmo that he's chayev without the shvur. But it's not an extra pasuk. Eisi ve'Rav l'Shmuel. Rav holds moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim potter. Ask the shailon Shmuel. It says in the Brisa, Ra eidim shemash mishim uboim. Someone who saw that eidim are coming to Bezdin, so he wanted to save himself. Oh my gonavti, avaloi tovachti v'loi mocharti. Yeah, he ran to Bezdin before the eidim reached there, and he said, I stole, but I didn't slaughter, I didn't sell it. He doesn't pay only keren, and you could see the moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim potter, because here the word eidim, he saw eidim are coming to come. Amalei, so Shmuel answered to him, Ochim my skin, and it's talking about over here, the eidim never turned up in Bezdin because they saw he was moide, they never bothered. The enochinami, if the eidim would come to Bezdin, he'd have to pay kefil, because moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim chayev. So Rav told Shmuel, "V'amoid Tony Sefer." Since it says in the Sefer, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon Omer, Yavo Eidim v'Yehidu. He says no, the Eidim should come and be made and mechayvim kefil. Michal the Tanakama holds so valoi that doesn't help. Even if the Eidim come, he'll be potter from kefil. Amalei Shmuel told Shmuel to Rav Teretz, Lav Iker Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon Dekoi Kavosi. Doesn't it say clearly that Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon say that Eidim should come and be mechayev kefil? I know, I Shmuel, the Amri, I hold like Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon, that holds a moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim potter. Be'enochanami by Tanakama moide b'knas v'achach bo eidim potter, but Rabbi Lezer holds chayev. Says the Gemara, Shmuel v'ada tanoi. Shmuel must say this. It's a machlokes tanoim, and he holds like Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon. L'Rav milei metanoi. Does Rav also have to agree that's a machlokes tanoim, that, and he holds only like Tanakama? Rav says Rav, I know Damri afilu Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon. I hold that Rabbi Shimon also holds like me. Ad kanoi korma Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon also. And why did Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon say over there Yovo Eidim v'Yehidu and they'll be mechayvim kefel elo mishum de komoide machmas biyututa de Eidim? Because he saw Eidim coming. That's not called the Godoi Dor. That's why he was moide, and that's why if the Eidim come, he'll be chayev. Aval hocha, in a normal case, the moide matzmo that he himself comes to Bezdin when there's no Eidim in the horizon, and he comes and is moide, and afterwards comes Eidim. I feel Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon moide that his oidah is good, and the Eidim who come afterwards can't be mechayev him kefil. So he can fit in lefi kula alma, but Shmuel has to fit in dafka like Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon. Omar Rav Amnuna says Rav Amnuna mistab Rabbi Lezer Rav. The Svara said that when did Rav say Chidesh Amoide b'knas v'achakach boidim potter is boidim gonavti, someone who's moide and it says I stole uboidim shegonav, and afterwards Eidim came that he's potter. Why sharichiv atzme bekaran? Because when he was moide that he stole, he has to pay the capital what he stole. Doesn't have to pay the kefil, but he has to pay the capital, so he's mechayev himself something. Avol omaloi gonavti, if he said I never stole, ubo eidim shegonav, and came eidim that he stole, so there is for sure chayev kefil because there's no oidah. The chozav omav tovachti mucharati, but then he said not only I stole, I also slaughtered and sold this item. Ubo eidim shetovach umocha, and afterwards eidim came and said he slaughtered or sold it. Chayev. Then Rab doesn't say moide b'knas ואחר כך בועדים פוטר, there he'll be חייב. Why? שהרי פוטר עצמו מכלום. Because when he said טובחתי ומכרתי, he wasn't מחייב himself anything, because טביחה ומכירה, על פי עצמו, you know מחייב anything. The capital יחייב already because of the גניבה. Nothing to do with טביחה ומכירה. So when did Rav say his Kiddush moide beknas v'achach boidim potter? That's especially in a case when he was moide, he was mechayev something. But if by his oido he didn't mechayev himself anything, then even Rav will be moide that if boidim afterwards you'll be chayev. Omar Rova says Rova, pachti, I argue, I have a tshuva to argue with Lesabe the Beirav to the old people from Beirav, and that's Rav Muna. Rashi explains the Rabbi Gamliel, the story of Rabbi Gamliel, that he said that he knocked out the eye of Tovi Avdoi, poite atzmo miklum ava. He was not mechayev himself anything. When he was moida that he knocked out the eye of Tovi Avdoi, he's not mechayev anything, because he's moida, Tovi Avdoi doesn't go out lecherus. And Rav Chisda asked the kasha over there on Rav Huna and said, oh, we could see that moide b'knas v'achakach bo eidim, you'll be chayev. And Rav Huna didn't tell him, oh, you know why over there moide b'knas v'achakach bo eidim chayev, because he wasn't mechayev anything by saying that he knocked out his Tovi's eye. But when did Rav say his din? Only when he was mechayev himself something. Since Rav Huna never said this teretz, we could see that Rav Huna held that even if he's not mechayev himself anything, moide b'knas v'achakach bo'edim, you still be potter. So the Gemara Itmanami, we have another shitta who holds that moide b'knas v'achakach bo'edim potter is dafka when he's mechayev himself something. But if he's not mechayev anything by his oido, if bo'edim afterwards, you'll be chayev the knas. Because Omar Abchia Bar Abba, Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Gonavti, someone said I stole, Ubo Eidim Shegonav, and Eidim came that he stole potter. He'll be potter even moide b'knas, even if Bo Eidim. Why? Sharichiv atzmoi b'karen, because in his oido he's mechayev himself the capital. Aval Omar loy Gonavti, if he said it didn't steal, Ubo Eidim Shegonav, and Eidim mechayev him kefel, v'chodav Omar tuvachtu mocharti, but then he was moide b'atzmo, that he slaughtered or sold. And then Eidim came that he tovach umocha chayev. Then we don't say moide b'knas v'achakach bo Eidim potter. Sharei potter atzmei miklum, because his oido he didn't mechayev himself anything. So we could see another raya like Rav Chisda, who says that Rav only like Rav Amununa, who says that Rav only spoke when he was mechayev himself something when he was moida. Omar Ravashi, Masnisin, the Mishnah, Braisa, and the Braisa Nami Deika is also meduyik, like what we're saying that moide b'knas v'achakach bo'edim is chayev only when he's not mechayev himself anything. Only when he's mechayev himself in the keren. Masnisin, what's a Mishnah? Detnan, we learned in our Mishnah, Gonav al Pishnaim, someone stole with two Eidim, Tovach umocha al pi echod, and then he slaughtered or sold with, and there's only one Eid, or al pi atzmo, or his moida himself, that he slaughtered or sold. Mishalim tashlumi kefel, because there is Eidim for that. Ve'inu mishalim tashlumi arba v'chamisha, and it doesn't pay dalet v'hei, because one Eid can't be mechayev him, and moida b'knas is potter. So says Ravashi, Lo molide tani gonav al pishnaim. Why did the Mishnah say that he stole with two Eidim and the oido is only by tvicha u'mechira? Lisni gonav v'tovach u'mocha al pi eidechod or al pi atzmoi. That the Mishnah should say that even the stealing was only al pi atzmoi or al pi eidechod. Lisni should say gona betovach, even the gneva and the tvicha u'mechira all is al pi eidechod or al pi atzmoi. Einu mishalem en keren, he only has to pay keren. So why did it say the Mishnah that no, the gneva we know it happened with Eidim, and the whole oido and the eidechod was only on the tvicha u'mechira? Elo lav hokom ashmalon lechera. This is the chiddush in the Mishnah. Ganav al pi shnayim, v'tovach al pi eidechod or al pi atzmoi. Dafka in that case where the gneva we have Eidim and the tvicha u'mechira is al pi atzmoi or al pi eidechod. Hu deloi mechayev atzmoi b'keren. In that case, when he's moide b'tvicha u'mechira, that he's not mechayev himself anything, hu dermin, and that's when we say al pi atzmoi on. When he's moida, dum yed al pi eidechod is similar to like eidechod. Ma al pi eidechod, like eidechod, what's the din? Ki osi aid acher when another aid is going to come later on mitzaref ba'adei and mechayev, and he'll be chayev if another aid adds to this aid and says, oh, I also saw this tvicha, he'll be chayev because now we have two aidim. Therefore also al piatz moinami, also when he's moida ki also aidim, if aidim come later on mechayev, because he wasn't mechayev anything by his oidah, because we know the gneva. Aval gona betovach umocha al pi dechod, but if the gneva itself was also only al pi dechod, or al pi atzmoi, or in his oidah, dichiev atzmoi bakaren, that in his oidah he's mechayev himself the capital of the gneva. Lo yarmina, in that case we won't say al pi atzmoi dumid al pi dechod. Why? Because then moide beknas v'achakach bo eidim potter, because he's mechayev himself bakaren. And the whole chiddush of the Mishnah, alatzmoi dumidei dechot, that you'll be chayiv if Eidim come afterward, that's dafka when he was not mechayiv himself anything by his oidah. So we have l'chora a raya from our Mishnah, like the Shita who holds that the whole din of moide beknas v'achakach bo Eidim potter is dafka when he was in his oidah, he was mechayiv himself something. Brisa, what the raya from the Brisa? The Tanya, it says in the Brisa, Ra Eidim Shemamash Mishim Boim. Someone saw Eidim who were coming to be made on him that he stole, so he ran to Bezdin Va'oma Gonavti, I stole, Avaloi Turachti Valoi Macharti, but I didn't slaughter and I didn't sell. Eina Mishalem Ela Karen, he only has to pay Karen. Why did the Brisa say that the case is that he stole, but he's saying I didn't slaughter and I didn't sell? Nisni, you should say gonavti, I stole. Or we know already that he stole and he's moida that he's slaughtered or sold. Elolav, what the chiddush? Why did the Brisa say especially about gneva? Hokomash malon. This is the chiddush. The whole reason why his potter, even if the Eidim come afterwards, is because he said Gonavti, who the Chiv Atzme Bekeren, that he was mechayiv himself something ben his oidah. The potter, that's why his potter, even if Bo Eidim. Aval Omar loy Gonavti, but if he said I never stole, Bo Eidim shegonav, and came Eidim that he stole, and then he said that he was moida, that he sold or he slaughtered it, and then afterwards came Eidim Shetovach Umocha Deloi Chiev Atzmoi Bekeren, and in his oidah he wasn't mechayiv himself anything. Chayiv if Eidim came afterwards. Alma, we could see oidah the Tvichalav oidah that's not mechayiv you anything is no oidah to be pati you if Eidim come afterwards. So the Gemara, Amri lo, there's no raya from the Brisa. Maybe from the Mishnah you could bring a raya, but from the Brisa there's no raya. He gufa komash malon. That gufa the Mishnah, the Brisa wants to tell you the chiddush. Why did the Brisa not talk about tvicha and mechira and talk about gneva? Because the Brisa wants to tell you the kevan doma granavti, since he was moida on the gneva, afal gav doma loy tovachti veloy mocharti, even though that he's not moida on the tvicha and mechira. Ubo edim shetovach umocha. And came Eidim Shetovach Umocha Potter. L'chari you'll say, okay, very good from the Karen and Kefel he's Potter because he was moida on the Gneva, but l'chari the Tvicha Mechira was never moida. And now we have Eidim, he should be chayev on the Tvicha Mechira. Since there's a chiddush of Brisa that you'll be Potter. My timer, why? It says Tashlume Chamisha. It said in the pasuk we have to pay 5 times, 4 and 5 times. Depends if it's a cow or a sheep. Amar Rachmona v'loy Tashlume Arba v'loy Tashlume Shloisha, but not paying 4 for a cow and 3 for a sheep. And if you're going to say that in a case where you'll be moida, let's say someone was moida that he stole, so he has to pay Karen but not Kefel, and then Eidim came and said he stole and he slaughtered. So Kefel he doesn't have to pay because he's moida b'knas. So how much will he have to pay? Extra 3 and extra 2. You can't pay extra 3 and extra 2 because in total he's going to be paying the Karen together with 2 and 3. That's 4. That's 3 and 4. That's not 4 and 5. The Torah says Tashlume abar b'chamisha, not tashlume shloisha v'arba, and that's the chiddush in the Brisa, and that's why the Brisa is such a case, not to tell you a raya to the case that you're trying to say that moide b'knas lachach boidim potter is dafka if you mechayev by oidah sheloi keren. So we don't have a raya from the Brisa, l'chor we do have a raya from the Mishnah. Said the Gemara. Said the Gemara. If when you know mechayev yourself anything in your oidah and afterwards bo eidim or you chayev or not, it's a machlokes tanoim chachomim and sumchos. Because it says in the Brisa, Oyu Shnai Medim Shagona, someone has an Edim that there was Edim that he stole. And another two Edim are made that he slaughtered or sold this animal. Now, Huzmu Eidei Tvir Gneva, if the Eidei Gneva were Muzam and so another cat of Edim said Imonu Eisim Boisayoim, so now we don't know that this animal is stolen, so that there is Eidus, that it's slaughtered and sold. It's very good. He sold his own animal. The din is Eidus Botla Miktosa Botla Kulu. The Ganev, the one who officially was a Ganev, doesn't have to pay anything, because we know he's not Ganev anymore. And Tvicha Mechira, it's his own animal. Uzmu, that's the first case, that's the ratio of the Brisa. The second case of the Brisa, Uzmu Eidei Tvicha, if only the Eidei Tvicha of the slaughtering were Muzam, Hu Meshalem, so we still know the Eidei Gneva is still good. So Hu Meshalem, the Ganem has to pay Tashlumi Kefel because he stole. Ve'ein, and the Eidim Zoimimi Meshalem Tashlumi Shloisha. They have to pay 3 times because that's what the extra that they were trying to mechayev the Ganev. Mishum Sumchus Amru, in the name of Sumchus was said, Hey Meshalem Tashlumi Kefel, the Eidim pay Kefel. And he has to pay Tashlumi Shloisha. 3 lepar if it was a cow, v'shnaim la'il if it was a sheep. Said the Gemara, Ahai koi Sumchus. In what case is Sumchus talking about? Ilei ma'reisha, if it's talking about a reisha that we cancel the Eidus of the Gneva. Leslie le Sumchus, the Sumchus no hold of Eidus Botla Miktosa, Botla Kula, the Eidus that was cancelled, part of it, the whole Eidus was cancelled. And therefore, since we know he's not Ganev anymore, why should he have to pay for Tvicha Mechira? He sold his own animal. Ve'ela Seifa, must be Sumchus was talking on the Seifa, where there were only Huzmu Eidei Tvicha, but not Eidei Gneva. So the Gemara, Shapikar Merabonon. L'chor Rabbanon who said that he umeshalem tashlumi kefel, that he pays kefel ve'emeshalem tashlumi shloisha, and the Eidim zoimimim pay tashlumi shloisha. That makes sense because the Eidim Gneva is still good, so he still has to pay kefel, and they should pay tashlumi gimel. Why would Sumcha say that he needs to pay shloisha and the Eidim have to pay kefel? It makes no sense. It must be the extra thing that's not written clearly in the Brisa that the Machlokes between Rabbanon and Sumchus. And what the case? Going to Osu Beitrei came to Eidim and say, Amri le gonavta. And they say, you stole. Amalu, the Ganev told the Eidim, yes, gonavti, I stole. Vetovachti mocharati, and I slaughtered or I sold. Miu, but Loi bifnechem gonavti, but you were not there when I stole. You were not there. You're liars. And he brought another Eidim who said that these Eidim were with them in another place and they liars. That no in front of them he stole. And the Balabais brought another Eidim, and they were made the gonav that he stole, and he slaughtered and he sold. And so again, let's explain the case over here. Eidim came and said he stole. He said, yes, I stole, but not in front of you. And I also slaughtered and I also sold the animal. And he brought Eidim, the Ganer brought Eidim that these Eidim are Shakronim, the first one, Imonu Aisim. And then the Balabais brought Eidim, another set of Eidim, a third set of Eidim that this guy stole and sold or slaughtered. And the Shaila is Oidah that he was moide extra because at the beginning the Eidim only said he stole and he himself said no, and I also slaughtered and I also sold it. The Rabbanon Savri, Rabbanon hold, Afal Gav Doidah the Gneva, even though the Doidah of the Gneva Machmas Eidim Udukomoida, it's not considered a good Doidah because he was only moide after Eidim came, even though that they were liars, but he was only moide then. But Oidah the Tvicha Oidah the Tvicha is a good Oidah because the Eidim never said about Tvicha Upata, and therefore he's Potter, even though the Eidim afterwards come and say that he slaughtered it, he's still Potter because he was moide me'atzmoi, even though that the Oidah the Tvicha he wasn't mechayev himself anything, so we could see moide beknas v'achachach bo Eidim Potter, even though that with his Oidah he wasn't mechayev himself a dime. The Sumchus said that he has to pay kefel because it was Eidim. and the last set of Eidim, and Dalit and Gimel Dalit, they need to pay. The Sumchos of Akeven do the Gneva Machmas Eidim, who the Komoida, the whole reason why he came to Bezdin and he was Moida because Eidim came already. So the Tvicha Lavoido, even the Oido, the Tvicha is not considered a good Oido. V'anoch Eidim Kamoida Azminu, on the first set of Eidim that we were Mazini Misham Tashlumi Kefel, they need to pay Kefel because that's what they tried to be Mechayev him. V'u Meshalem, and he needs to pay Shloisha Lepar, 3 for a par because the Oido of Tvicha is not a good Oido, V'shnayim La'ayl, and 2 if it was a sheep. So because Moida B'knas V'achakach Bo Eidim is Chayev, if he was in his Oido, he's not Mechayev himself anything. So l'chor, it's a machlokes tanoim. Omar Rav Acha b'Rei Rav Ika, Rav Acha, the son of Rav Ika, says, no. The kulu alma Oido, the tvicha lav Oidohi. Everyone agrees that this Oido, that he slaughtered it, is not considered a good Oido because it happened after Eidim came, and therefore that's why he was Moida. So what's a machlokes over here? Elo be'edu she'i ato yachol azimo kamifligei. The machlokes here is this considered a edu she'i ato yochol lazimo? Let's see what's the case. Kigoin, the Osu Saadei came Eidim and said, V'amrei gonavto, and told him, you stole it. V'omar lehu, and he told them, Gonavti v'tovachti u'mocharti, yes, I stole and I slaughtered or I sold it. Miu, but Loi bifneichim gonavti, wasn't in front of you that I stole. Elo bifnei ploini v'ploini. He said that you know who I stole in front of Reuven and Shimon, and he mentioned their names. V'aisi Saadei, and now the Ganev brought Eidim v'azminu and proved that what? That they were not there b'shas hagneva, and therefore they need to pay kefel because they tried mechayev and kefel. V'osu ploini, and now once the Ganev mentioned the names who were there, so the Balabais brought this ploini, Reuven and Shimon, let's say, v'asidu bei, and they were made the gona b'tovach u'morcha, that he stole and slaughtered or sold. Now the machlokes between Sumchos and Rabbanon as follows. This is a machlokes. The Rabbanon sav, the Rabbanon hold avale edu she'iato yechol azimo. This is the edus that you can't cancel it because since you have the Ganev himself as moida that he stole, you can't say imono eisim on these edim. He himself, that he himself was saying that these edim were there. So if another edim come and say these edim were not there, we don't care. It's edu sheyato cholazimo. You can't say imono eisim. We have a das baldin that they were there. The chol edu sheyato cholazimo, and any edus that you can't cancel it. Lo have edus. It's not considered the edus, and therefore the edus of the Tvicha Mechira, you can't be Mechayev. But Sumchos holds, Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo, have Eidus. We don't have a problem of Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo in such a case. And it is a Eidus, and therefore he'll be Chayev Gimel Beis V'Gimel. Frak the Gemara V'Okai Milon, but we know clear klal in Shas, the Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo lo have Eidus. It's not considered the Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo. Why? Sumchos arguing on that. It's a known fact. Says the Gemara, Animili, when the Sumchos hold of Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo Eiche de lo yoda be'ezi yom be'ezi shah the lekel Eidus klal. If Eidim come and say Reuven stole for Shimon, and we at best then ask these Eidim, when was it? Oh, I don't remember. Or they say, yeah, it was on Sunday. What time on Sunday? I don't remember what time. Then it's not Eidus because you can't cancel this Eidus because if another Eidim are going to say about these Eidim, they say you were with us, they're going to say, oh, it must have been the other day. Or they'll say you were with us Sunday morning, oh, it must have been Sunday afternoon. That's Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo because they're not saying the full Eidus, the leaving out items that they could always get away if someone would become to be amazing them. Then Tzumchus is moida that Edu She'iyat Echol Azimo. Aval hocha si you do komisayele. Here, it's Edus. It's you Messiah. The reason why it's Echol Azimo is because the Baldova, the Ganev is moida. That's not considered Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo. That's even a raya, even stronger that this is a good Eidus. And in such a case, we don't consider it Eidus She'iyat Echol Azimo lefi Sumchus. Omamar, we just learned, hey Misham Tashlumi Kefel, they need to pay Kefel. Frak the Gemara, Midika Moida, since he's Moida that he stole the Gonav, Karen Boy Shlumi, the he needs to pay Karen. So why did they aid him Zoimimim, who made that he stole, and he was Moida that he stole, they only mechayev him extra one, not double, because he was moida that he stole. So the Karen he needs to pay on his own behalf. So why did these Eidim Zoyim have to pay double? Omar Abelotha Mishmei Derav Toni Tashlum de Kefel. It doesn't mean these Eidim Zoyim pay double. It means the extra one, the Tashlum de Kefel. But the Karen itself he needs to pay. Everyone should have a very blessed day.